Hey dwarf, how you doing? What's going on? Gonna be a hot one here. Gonna take Daisy. That guy used to take around a beagle on the back of a little cage in the back of his motorcycle. I haven't seen him in a long time. I think I'm gonna put down up a video tonight about these women working down in Detroit because there's more to meet the eye. It's also why I don't push more to raise funds. Hey, Catherine. Hello, Catherine. Catherine, it's hotter than hell up here already today. I'm gonna take Daisy for a swim. Get an iced coffee today, take a swim, and knock out some paperwork. It's a speed trap right here too. They usually sit in this Walker agency. Supposed to be a broiler all next week. I hope they're wrong. Hey James, happening? Today I think I'm gonna lay low, take Daisy for a swim. It's hotter than hell up here already. I can tell the second I look at the thermometer. I got it in the back in the shade. 87 before noon. It's gonna be a bake-off day. I gotta do. See, if I'm on normal roads, this van's pretty quiet. I'm not kidding you, man. If it never got above 70, it'd be fine with me. I'm gonna stop, get a quick coffee. I think I might take Daisy swimming first. That way when I run in Tim Hortons. You know, it's good that people do it, but, you know, I'll have my windows down, and if somebody didn't realize that Daisy had just got done swimming, they'll call the police on you up here in a heartbeat. There's a couple women that patrol Walmart's parking lot, which I'm fine with. It's just, they're so trigger happy to, you know, do a good deed and benefit animals that they'll even call on a dog that's soaking wet because they just see a dog in a car. I just don't need the hassle. You know, someone asked me last night in an email, you know, when I'm down there in Detroit, am I ever worried about when I'm interviewing the women getting approached by the cops? You know, I'm not. And I'm not, I probably should be a little bit, but I'm really not, because I always have the video camera going. I'm not soliciting them. I got a million videos to show why I'm down there. And I would just use my videotape, but it's still a pain in the ass. And I don't know if you people know it or not. That's one of the reasons why the Crest hotel is so busy all the time, because if you get nailed soliciting a girl down there, you get your car taken away. Forfeiture for good. You still get to keep the payment book, but they take your car. And that would be a real super pain in the ass. Probably in a year I'd get it back after they believed that I wasn't soliciting someone. Well, I don't need any practice getting out of trouble. Have Catherine come down there and get me. Hey, now I see there's 13 people listening. I could probably talk about this now. You guys want me to talk about, like, why I don't try and raise more money for the women downtown? I'll do it. Or do it later. I'll wait till it quiets down a little. There's the Dazer. I tell you, Dazer knows the second she sticks her face out the door. Thank you. I need a good insurance policy. Yeah, it's a sweet dog, really is. She wanted to cuddle up a little bit this morning. By the way, I saw that seagull yesterday I was talking about. I hadn't seen it in a while. It sits on top of the telephone pole all the time. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Yeah, it's a sweet dog. Oh, good. It's like this damn thing's buffering today. Look how beautiful this is out here, though. At least it's a little breezy. See these people, this old-fashioned farmhouse. See, they dry their laundry out on the fence lot, clothesline. Yeah, well, it's kind of out in the open, you know. Most of the times the birds wouldn't be around there. There's no berries or food. Not to say it never happens. Use Tide Ultra, the Oxy Power. Talking to people here yesterday, nobody caught anything. Nobody caught any fish. Daisy doesn't seem too enthused about going swimming. Daisy, you want to go swimming, honey? Come on, honey. If I gotta grab her on the other side, it's not a good sign. Hey. Good, how are you? Come on, hon. I'm gonna dunk you in the water. How old's that boat? Huh? How old's that boat?
1981.
All right. You guys got a good day today.
Wow, we're just gotta do some testing on it.
Oh, testing?
Yeah.
Hotter than hell out.
Yeah, it is. Just backing it into the water and let it run for a little while.
Happy hooker. I read that book.
Did you?
Yeah. She's a good woman. Let my dog go for a swim. A lot of friendly people around here. You go down to that marina down in Detroit, Delray. Don't even say hi. Look how clear the water is today. A little windy though. Oh, sorry, Dave. Hey, sorry, hon. You ducked under that time, hon. Good girl, hon. Good girl. Come over here, Dave. I dunked her all the way under today. Good girl, hon. Over here, hon. Dave, come on over here. Good girl. Good girl. I never dunked her head all the way under like that. Here, Daisy. What'd you do? Fix the lower unit?
No, the choke on it.
Oh, okay. The happy hooker. There's some people pulling kids on a tube. Now the humidity's pretty low. Daisy will be dry in like 5 minutes. It's weird. You think those loons would be having a nervous breakdown on this lake? Not a lot of traffic, but enough to where you'd think it'd be bothersome. Kids having fun. Summertime fun. That guy's going too fast for those kids, if you ask me. I tell you, if you fall off there going that speed, it's not fun.
Yeah. I don't know, you guys aren't in the water yet. No, I mean so that I can get to the boat.
You gonna push the boat off the trailer? Yeah, it's good right there.
No, we're just gonna let it run for a while.
Oh, okay.
We were out on Saginaw Bay here a couple weekends ago, and the choke got messed up.
Oh, okay.
So I took it to the mechanic to tell him what's going on and what to do to fix it. So we're going to do it now.
Oh, good. You ready to go bye-bye? Ready to go bye-bye? You ready to go bye-bye? Hey, sugar, what's happening? Hey, Blim. There's the, see, that guy's going about the right speed. They nail a lot of people up here for drinking and boating too. You know, it doesn't go on your driving record. No shit, it goes on some other record. Come on, Daisy. They got the breathalyzer, the whole bit. Come on, hon. See how nice and slow they're going? Hey, Sherry, how you doing? That's a good speed for kids. There's the dazer. That's the slick back dazer look. Good, Sherry. I bet they're hotter now. Daisy, Sherry says hi. I kind of dropped Daisy. Her head went all the way under. Good girl, hon. Good girl, hon. She didn't care. Come over here, hon. Come on. Go on. Oh, good. Glad you liked him, Sherry. Yeah, you got that right. There were some baseball pitchers, like 3 of them, pro baseball pitchers, and they got drunk in a lake behind. There's Daisy scouting out the farm fields. One good thing about this heat, maybe it'll make this corn grow like hell. There's a cool farmhouse, though. Graduation was 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I gotta go to a party tomorrow. Yeah, just sits, likes looking out the window. She'll sit on the porch for hours and never move off it. Just likes looking around. Yeah, you're right, Bim. I found out the other day that some of these fields, like this one right here, the government pays them not to plant. There's some damn program, they pay them not to plant. I thought it was because the fields were so wet and they couldn't that. And there are other programs where these nature outfits get together and pay farmers not to grow. So there's places for the insects to live. Hey, Tasha. Yeah, how you doing? You know, one thing, there haven't been, I haven't seen any clouds. You can tell it's going to be a broiler. Hey, damsel, how you doing? Those are Florida clouds. Yeah, then people like still don't make a penny off them, which is fine. It's a hobby. I haven't done it in a while. I'll take a snapshot of my payments from YouTube. $1,300 since 2005. And it's funny because every month it looks like I'm going to get it paid from them, and I never do. No, they're not demonetized. Nope. I don't know what the problem is. Yeah, I don't care if I make any money. fine with me. The biggest moneymaker around, the gravel pit. You know, I mentioned a few weeks back there's a guy named Brother Nathaniel. He's a Jewish guy that converted to Christianity, and he's like the biggest Jew hater that ever lived. And I would watch his videos once in a while. Smart guy, Brother Nathaniel, look him up. And I thought it's only going to be a matter of time before YouTube puts a kibosh into him, and they're already doing it. I see they've deleted a bunch of his videos, and he's changing the titles now, and he's asking people to download the videos before they're removed. So I got an idea it's only a matter of time. Yeah, Brother Nathaniel. He had a huge following too, but they're slowly dismantling his channel. That's how they do it. Demonetize it, restrict it, don't let you post new videos, you name it. I mean, it's his opinion. I never saw any what I thought was hate speech. I really didn't. He does call it JewTube, which probably didn't help him. Look at this fucker, man. There are more accidents here this summer than anywhere. And you got this screwball coming around the drive-thru and parking. You guys get a Lotto 47 today if you're in Michigan. It's almost 12 minutes. Hardly ever gets that high. It's Michigan only. Lotto 47. I already got a couple, but I'm gonna get a couple more. I need to win that thing. There's no plan B. This gas station's busy as hell. Yeah, I think old Brother Nathaniel, he might want to back off calling it JewTube. So you guys are sitting at home wondering, what's it like up in North Michigan? Now you know.
Beautiful day.
Good job, man. Too hot for me. It's beautiful, 10 degrees lower. Thank you. Yeah, it's a little too busy for me. I hate to see people to fool with lottery tickets when there's a big line. Yeah, that's what I like about the winter. Nobody around.
One mega.
She's there, she's easy. She and I both left the house about the same time today. So I had her take my pick up on Monday. Yeah, she's home back there, getting the ground running. I don't know what that was about. Well, Sue said, no, we got a lot of this credit stuff. Wedding stuff first.
Busy you just to say. Oh, yeah, barbecue. Great. All right, thank you very much. Right in the spot. We went out. I'm sure.
How you doing? Can I get one? What's today? The Powerball with the multiplier
Powerball
and 5 Lotto 47s. Thanks. Powerball with the multiplier and 5 Lotto 47s. Yeah. Yeah. 2 fantasy 5s too.
5 Lotto 47.
Yep. And 2 fantasy 5s. Thank you. Thank you.
George.
Yeah.
I don't want to though, but one time I was
George is having fun.
Yeah.
$8, that's it.
Yep, thank you.
one time.
Go ahead. Only 3.5 more hours or anything. Runway.
Yeah, good for you.
That's great.
Thanks.
Go crawl on the couch and go sleep.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. How you doing? All right, who's next?
I'm also gonna get a couple of sticks.
How many?
I'm gonna get 3.
All right.
Should I try it? But then I'd have to put it in the garage.
Okay, I forgot my fantasy 5s, but that's all right. Yeah, sucks when it's this hot, I think. What are you guys doing today? You doing anything fun? It's got to be hot all over the place. At least it's breezy. That's one good thing. I should go up to Mackinac or something. Sault Ste. Marie. This guy ain't even looking. Could go over to Tawas. I think in the summer when there's a bunch of people, you're not supposed to have your dog on the beach. I don't take her really on the beach over there anyway. It's just not that fun. See, Daisy's on the dash. That means she's still really cool. Thank you. Oh, that's right, Linda. Night, yeah. Wish it was night here. Here's Pat, my favorite clerk. There's Tara, who's the biggest spoiled brat ever. You're gonna get to see how Tim Hortons is in West Branch. at the calories on this stuff. No wonder people get fat. I tell people all the time when they ask me how to lose weight or help them lose weight, I tell them to look at the calories on this stuff. And then I'll take them to the gym. I'll buy them a daily pass, and I'll show them how long they got to ride a treadmill to burn 300 calories off. Have a good day, Linda. Good night. So you figure 3,000 calories is a pound. So if you ate exactly what you were supposed to eat every day, no more, not less, you gain 3 pounds a month by just eating a 300 calorie bagel. And it's a bitch to lose weight when you get older. Goodbye, Linda. Look at this chocolate chip muffin, 420 calories. Holy shit. You know it's got crazy calories too, are these drinks. Turkey Bacon Club. You get the meal, 1,000 calories. God. Hey Pat, how you doing? You know, I don't even like Hortons donuts. There isn't one. It really tastes like cheap store-bought stuff. Dunkin' Donuts. I used to get a peanut donut once in a while. But they quit carrying those here. That's all right. Check and see how you're doing. Yeah, it is. It really is hard. I get an extra large iced coffee. That black coffee and ice, extra large. Same thing I got yesterday. You handle it?
Maybe.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. You can't sit here and record us while we're working.
Recording. I'm not recording you. You gotta be. Yes, I can.
No,
Yeah.
you're annoying. Stop.
I'm not doing that.
I literally just saw your phone.
No, you shouldn't be looking at my phone.
You should be recording me.
I'm not.
What?
Hey, bring me up. Bring me up for this, will you?
I'm not dressing. That will be with you momentarily. You know I hate it. That's why you do it.
It's true. You got a good point.
It must be related.
You got a good point. Oh God, don't say that.
you like it if someone came into your work and just had a camera out?
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah.
I don't like it.
I'd appreciate it.
I hate it.
Could you ring this up? How much is this?
What is it?
Large, extra large iced coffee.
Extra large ice coffee? So it's like 230.
Oh, okay.
230. Yeah, I know.
Well, you don't have to bad.
This is taking way too long. How much is it, Ben?
I don't know. Let's see. Extra large iced coffee.
You guys down.
$2.37.
Thanks.
Yeah, I called 232 Ross, but
You were. Shoot, you would have gotten better.
Yeah.
So you doing anything good today?
Nah, it's gonna be too hot today, Pat. You're not gonna be doing any lawn work today.
I'm not cutting grass. I'm gonna go see my daughter, I guess. 63 cents.
Have a good day.
Oh, you seem a good girl.
Are you? All right.
It's up in Lake City or whatever.
It's good. Get that barbecue.
Oh, I should gonna have.
Get the barbecue. Get the barbecue.
Well, she's doing pulled pork. So I guess
Oh. Hopefully, tell her to buy it there. It's good. Yeah, Pat's a sweetheart, the older lady, but that young girl's a total bitch. They've canned her about 3 times, but they're so desperate for help up here, they bring her back. I don't think I'm gonna stay here either. I'd like to, but it's too hot. If I brought her a dozen roses every morning, she'd bitch about it. It's one of those personalities. Some dumbass will marry her, probably. She's young. But will have a life of hell. She's got like the crappiest personality in the world for a young girl. There's the little muffin. There's the grease ball. There's the slick back greaser. There's the slicked back greaser. Wow. Oh, she's a super bitch. Her mother's a sweetheart. But yeah, she has problems wherever she works, always getting canned, getting caught shoplifting in Walmart and getting caught with dope, and she's just a bitch. My guess is, though, I think she could have been one of those babies born to like an alcoholic mother or something. I mean, really, there's something wrong with her. If I want to, I can get along with her really well, but today I just felt like fucking with her. I know she hates being videotaped, so I videotaped her. She can't do shit. I'm good friends with the owners. Those are the ones whose dog I babysit. They may tell me that if they say something I wouldn't, but I don't do it that much. But I knew when I made eye contact with her, I thought to myself, it's time to start videotaping her. I get such a good reaction. Yeah, we got Florida clouds today. Most of the girls are nice in there. She's really the only one that's a real pain in the ass. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. I never thought of it. I shouldn't do it really, but I felt like it today. And I'll tell you what, I'm not kidding you. If I went in there and I ignored her and didn't videotape her, she would wonder why I don't videotape her. It's just how it is. When? Daisy went underwater today. Sorry about that, Daisy. It's my fault. Dunked you all the way under, honey. I dunked you all the way under. It those animals, she quit breathing the second she hit the water, so it's not like she inhaled water. Baby's just enjoying being cool. You know, she didn't dry off as quick as I thought she would, so maybe it's not that humid. See, here's the noise maker right there. There's the big brown eyes. I think Daisy recognizes the treetops. Looks like everybody's gone this weekend. I just uploaded a video over last week. Seems to be doing okay. Yeah, I pay for the videos. Yep, I do. I pay to interview people. I do pay the people to interview them. Except Daisy. I don't pay her. I interview Daisy for free, don't I, hon? Hey, Daisy. Daisy. Yeah, I mean, I've done from the very beginning. You know, I give them $10 to $20. It depends. And a lot of times, as an example, a lot of times I just give them $10 without interview. If you looked at the video I did last week at Tassie was like my gold standard of women that can buckle down and beat the system and get out of that lifestyle. And she was really doing well for, geez, a year or two. And it's an open invitation to all those women. I'll take their videos down whenever they want me to. It's no problem. So she got a hold of me and said, hey, would you take the videos down? And I said, sure. So I took them down. And then I ran into her last week. I was so disappointed that if you look, I paid her just like I normally would. And it was only about a 90-second interview because I didn't even really feel like asking her any questions. I was kind of like in shock. So I do pay them. And also I'll give you an example. Now, I don't bring this up too much because, this is just a hobby for me. I don't make a damn dime on YouTube. I go in the hole big time driving down there, but I don't care. It's my hobby. But here's a point. So when Tassie asked me to take her videos down, she asked me about the views and I made any money. And I said, yeah, I did. I've made $1,300 since 2005 total. So, and that was for over 10 million views. So I said, well, let me look it up, and whatever it is your videos made, I will pay you. So I looked it up, and it was like $60 because she did get a lot of views for 2 videos. And I gave her $120 because I thought there's no way in hell with all this bullshit you read on the internet about how much people make off YouTube, she is ever going to believe that she only made $60. So I gave her double what she made. Yeah, it sucks about Angel. Angel had a bad childhood. But here's something I wanted to talk to you guys about. I have people, if you scroll down all the comments left last night, people will ask me, is there any way to give these women money? Here's the deal on the money. I don't really want to, people, they probably do use the money I give them to get high. I don't give money with strings. And by the way, they have incidental expenses, cell phones, they want to buy pops, cigarettes, sandwiches, whatever they feel like buying. So, it's not a perfect system out there. If I had my way, they'd go and they'd buy toothpaste. But I know the world doesn't work that way. When I give money, it's for their time, and what they want to spend is up to them. And me giving them $10 or $20 in a day isn't going to change their lifestyle of drug use. And I've seen some. I mean, I've never seen him do drugs. Well, one time I did. YouTube took that off, and shooting up heroin. But I've seen him go buy food and stuff. I mean, it's like I said, it's not a perfect system out there. So when I give him money, I don't tell him what to do with it. Oh, Black Eagle. Oh, congratulations to you. It's hard to get off drugs. But here's a deal on why I'm not more proactive in raising money for them. First of all, I've done it before. And the last time I did it, I set up a GoFundMe. You get more seasoned as you go down there and you learn things. I did a GoFundMe, and people donated money. And then I couldn't find the women. It was one of those real cold winters we had a couple years ago. So like 3 months went by, and I haven't given anybody any money because I didn't see anybody. And that area is slowly dying down there with regard. There's no place for the girls to hide with the date. So I ended up just biting the bullet and eating the 8% or 10% or whatever it is and paying everybody back because I didn't want to look like a con artist on collected money that I wasn't doling out. I had always promised if somebody gave me money, I would videotape me giving it to the women. Well, it never happened, so I gave the money back. And a lot of those women down there, it's just a situation where I hope they're going to get better. But there's just, most of the time, I see a lot of drug use, and that's where the money's going to constantly go. And with quite a few of the women, at least maybe 5 of them that I know, there's usually some older white guy in the background that's giving them $200 or $300 a month. I don't know whether it's they feel like they're saving them, they're good guys, and they're trying to keep them off the street more or whatever. So if I knew it went into a savings account and it paid for Uber rides to their rehab, kept them from walking or taking the bus, I may be up for it. But you're right about that. I think that if anybody's sending them money on a regular basis, it isn't going to what they think it's going for, and I don't want to be part of that. I know what it's like most of the time down there, and I don't want to encourage people to send money to P.O. boxes and send it to me and me give it to them, because it's not going for what they think it's going for. And that's just fraud. So I don't do it. No, recovery statistics are terrible. You know, it sucks for me to say this. I'm glad you brought that up, though, because it's so dismal and it's so low that it's so much easier for me to just say, you know, no, I don't have a program to accept money for them than it is the other way around because of a numbers game only. I know there's a way better chance than not that they're not going to get better. Over half of them I've interviewed in a 2-year period end up dead. I mean, I hate it being this way. So basically, my reason for going down there is I find it interesting. I do, I really do. And I think people may look at them differently when they get a candid interview. And actually, they seem flattered that someone's interested in their day, unrelated to wanting something from them. So I don't think I'm exploiting or using them or anything. It's just I'd interview other people too if I had an opportunity. But those seem to be very compelling, interesting stories on how these women got there. That's what I think. I mean, I really enjoy talking to them. And if they ask for something, I'd help them. But, you know, there's a reason why celebrity rehab's $100,000 a month. And even that doesn't work very good. And even you know, there is so much money in rehab, it's ridiculous. I mean, you could argue that it's a good business because the people keep coming back. But if rehab was like easy, you know what? These drugs, it takes over your brain. It's not the same person it was before they became addicted to like heroin. They will lie and cheat and rob you out of every single dime they can. And it kills them to be doing it, but they still do it. That heroin's the most wicked, worst drug in the world. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I can understand if they wanted to like back off on crack and meth and marijuana and cocaine, that shit, but I think this heroin needs to be eliminated. I mean, it just does so much damage to society. I mean, big time. Hey, we see you. It really does, man. It just, and if Kelly is an example, whose video I took down because her sister asked me to. She died. Penny, she died. And when I've interviewed these people, Kelly knew and Penny knew they were going to die down there. Angel knew she was going to die down there. I mean, it just doesn't even seem believable. You're having candid interviews with people that know they're going to die down there. That's what a wicked drug it is. It's not like losing weight or becoming more disciplined. Once this takes over your brain, God, man, you're basically screwed. And it seems like those low-cost rehab programs are more like a babysitting clinic for a couple of weeks. The women go in, they feel better about themselves. They get out and go back to where they came from, and bam, it's a physiological addiction and a mental addiction. Yeah, it really is sad. It's terrible. And, you know, there's a guy down there I know that knows all these drug dealers and women that work there and everything. You know, these women, they say, well, you know, they should be scared about fentanyl. Absolutely not. If these women know someone selling heroin with fentanyl in, even if they know, even if a couple of their friends died from fentanyl mixed in heroin, they will walk another extra 5 miles to go to that dealer to see if they can get it too. That's how compelling that addiction is. They want a good high, and that fentanyl offers that. Shit, they're not avoiding fentanyl at all. They want it. They just don't want too much of it. Oh, making a heater? Yeah, Bam, it's just super. It's so damn sad. And I'll tell you another thing. I was talking to somebody about this the other night, and that is that, you know, Rochelle Riley and Stephen Henderson, who happen to be African American, I used to argue with them constantly, and via emails. And it's because they were always talking about this race bullshit. And in my mind, they were bringing it up because, you know, as if nothing improved, nothing changed. So we'd argue all the time. Now Henderson got fired on some sex bullshit. I think he got railroaded and screwed. You know, I'll tell you, when he got fired, Stephen Henderson from the Free Press, they a lawyer called me up from the Free Press and wanted me to give a statement about these emails that he sent me. Basically, he sent me some emails, really letting me have it, telling me off. You know, he said he lost his temper, and I said, there is no way in hell I'm doing that. You can absolutely forget it. I don't like the guy and we don't get along, but I'm not throwing him under the bus just because we had disagreements. Forget it. Well, he got canned. I think it was some bullshit. I think he was going through a divorce and asked a girl out. There were no complaints turned in by the women. It came back third party through some preacher. Then Rochelle Riley, same shit. Although I get along with her now, she just got a good job at the city, but it was constantly arguments back and forth. But I'll tell you one thing, in putting these videos up, I've realized how much racism there is out there. It really is. Totally. If you look at like Penny, the blonde, blue-eyed heroin addict, there's men crawling out of the goddamn woodwork wanting to save her. Send money. How can they get a hold of her? Does she need a place to stay? And then you get someone that's well-spoken, that's black, like Angel. They wish her luck. Too bad she's addicted. And I see it time and time and time again. And I also notice it with the older women, like I interview, like Marguerite. What a good old gal. Slap her on the back, say hi from me. And you got someone like Maddie. They want to save Maddie, and they want to send money to Maddie. And she looks like a model. It's just so damn obvious. So had I known that then, I'd never really experienced that with such a cheap litmus test. So it was an easy way for me to verify, you know what, they got some valid points here. Discrimination and racism is valid. And these videos prove it. You couldn't get a cheaper test than I've got with uploading those. The pretty white girl, she can come live with us. The black girl, here's $5 for a sandwich. And it happens over and over and over again. Sucks. But, you know, I've just come to grips with the realities of life. Yeah, sure, I never thought of it that way either. Until, you know, I witnessed it. Now, if you look at the Angel video, I caught a lot of criticism because I was trying to compliment her. And in the title of her video, I referred to Angel, a black girl, as being well-spoken. Well, I didn't refer to her as being well-spoken because she was black. I referred to her as being well-spoken based on the line of work she was in. And people were offended by it, and I can understand that. But that wasn't my intention. They were thinking one thing, and I was thinking another. But it's kind of true, and I can see why blacks would be sensitive to that. Why would I mention well-spoken when a black girl's talking? Well, they weren't looking at it like I did, but God, it is so unbelievably obvious. It really is. It's gotten better, but incrementally, very, you know, subtle. Oh, thank you, Caitlin. Thank you. Yeah, I learned so much. You know, I just applied for a job up here for a recovery coach, and I've actually checked into 2 graduate programs, one at the University of Georgia and one at Eastern Michigan University. I'd like to spend my last years trying to help these people if I could. It's probably a pie in the sky, but I'd still like to try. I will say one thing, and it's very important to me. I've gained those women's trust down there. They trust me, and that means a lot to me. And it never really dawned on me until the other day. But that's, I think, why I keep going back. I'm not bragging, but I know they enjoy talking to me, and they look forward to me coming down there, and that really means a lot to me. That means so much more than some Miss America with a PhD. I could give a shit. I'd be bored and dreading it the whole way down there. But for those people, it's hardcore reality. For them to trust me is like huge. And they know when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if they ask to take a video down, I will. Not because I'm a great guy, just because they asked. And that is like a big deal to me. So if I could parlay that into, like, you know, helping people, I could. It's probably dreaming, but I'd like to give it a try. I'd love to do it down there. Yeah, thanks, Virginia. I hope so, man. I would love to do something like that. I don't know if I could really do it though, or you know what? I'd like to try. I'll tell you one thing. I'd be super motivated. I'm just not motivated to be a private detective anymore. Or, I do think I'm going to move down to Georgia this fall. I'm going to sell this place. Hopefully, I think I'm going to sell those buildings I have to an animal rescue place. I'm ready for a new chapter. I could do it in Atlanta too. Yeah, they did say Maddie had gone downhill, but let me tell you, for one thing, I'm never agreeing with any of these people on any of those comments. For one thing, it was hotter than hell out there. And women, don't get upset with me, but I've seen women once in a while with no makeup on, and they all kind of looked like Maddie. I'm sorry, but I think that could have been it. And if you look at Maddie that day, I think she just didn't have makeup on. Yeah, I've said before, I delete like 100 comments a day, nasty comments. Yeah, you're right, John. Yeah, Caitlin, I think so, don't you, maybe? Yeah, I mean, but here's something. Yeah, Mandy's got 3 kids, I think, Black Eagle. This neighbor right down the end there, she's probably in her 50s, something like that. I saw her one day without makeup. I'm not shitting you, this is so embarrassing. She was like down the other end of the street where she didn't live. And I asked her if she just moved in. I kind of played it off as a joke. Once I heard her voice, I knew who it was. I didn't recognize her without makeup. I'm not shitting you. Yeah, you're right, Caitlin. Before I got married, too, my wife lived with a lady down in Atlanta, Georgia. She always had like this makeup on, like one of those shows, Extreme Makeover. I mean, that's how her makeup was every day. And I saw her one day without makeup, and I didn't even recognize her, and she was like in her 20s. I mean, makeup does a lot. I mean, I'm not saying, you gotta wear makeup, but it sure is a hell of an advantage to make you look better if you're a female. Guys, you're kind of screwed. Unless you're gay, then you can wear makeup. It's crazy. Vanity. Looks matter, I'll tell you that. They really do. That a girl, Sherry. Such a vanity. Long story short, I got this crazy nephew that's got 9 kids that can't read or write. He's got a big fake-titted gold-digging wife. They're broke now. They just filed for bankruptcy. And I just happened to be talking to a lady about her the other day, and we were talking about breasts. And women would tell me that they get these breast enhancements because they didn't look good in clothes. And this lady said that was a bunch of bullshit. That there were ways to fix that, and that it's pure vanity. And that flat-chested women in the American culture, it's like very hard to deal with. And I thought, wow, is it really that way? Then she gave me another example, like girls with big boobs and the attention they get compared to girls that don't. I don't know, I guess maybe. I mean, that's sad that humans, man, they've just seemed to evolve away. They're more like just like really animals that have learned how to, adapt and buy a bunch of useless shit. It's just nuts. I mean, my nephew's wife, I mean, these things are just, they look like something like Dolly Parton. It's just ridiculous. Not as great as they think. Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's just nuts. It sucks. Oh, it's not good for the skin, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. Eye makeup. You know, I notice a lot of old women that have blue eyes. You know, it accents the blue eyes, like eyeliner, dark eyeliner. And they still keep trying to pull that off even when they're old. Oh, that makes sense, Caitlin. Yeah, makeup on guys. Yeah, I got lucky on that gay shit. You know, he's dead now, so it doesn't matter. I got picked up by a gay guy when I was 16, and I came from kind of a broken home. Anyway, long story short, he was president of the Ice Capades, a traveling skating thing, and was president of the Norse Industries, which owned the Red Wings hockey team. Long story short, I I sat in the front row of every concert my whole life from 16 on. I ended up managing his estate, and we were friends for 35 years. But he told me when I was like 21 he was gay, and I about died. I about died. He said, if it bothers you, you know, I'll understand why I never hear from you again. I thought about it for a couple of weeks, and I thought, ah, fuck it. Who cares? He's gay. And, you know, I met a lot of his gay friends and all that shit, but he used to tell me how they used to hassle him about being gay. But I kind of got introduced to it, like, to where, you know, I was from a blue-collar redneck place, and, you know, we we were always calling them fags and stuff like that. And I was lucky to get into it like that, you know, and just, you know, realize he's just a good guy. I don't care at all about that. I mean, I really don't. I will tell you this, though, man. There's a buddy of mine that his wife is friends with a bunch of gay guys, and I'll go over there sometimes, like let's say for a little picnic or something. And you know, I don't care about the gay shit. I think you shouldn't discriminate. I got gay friends, not couple now, not good friends, acquaintances. But I noticed that after about a half hour of sitting at a table with just a bunch of gay guys. Hey, April. With a bunch of gay guys, I get sick of it, man. I do. It's not because I hate gays or I don't like gays, but I don't like all this fag talk. I mean, whoops, homosexual talk. It's just, you know, real girly acting, like Pee Wee Herman type shit. I just get sick of it, man. But there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, yeah, I've been hit on by gay guys a lot. I must look gay or something. Even when I was younger. Even when I'm older, I still do. I don't know why they think I'm gay. It doesn't really bother me, but I wish it was hot chicks instead. Now I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but that's the that's the that's the risk of just having a channel. I mean, who cares? But I'll tell you this: it seems to me that gays, in my opinion, are more promiscuous. I mean, guys fool around a lot too, but I don't think I've ever known a gay couple where one of them wasn't always getting caught fooling around. And this is going to really sound bad too. And don't you think that I don't know the difference between being gay and a pedophile? It's not the same. I get that. I really do. There's no bias on my part. But I have known, in the gays I have known in my life, the gays I've known in my life, that they would seem more inclined to like fool around with someone underage than straight guys. That's just my opinion and what I've observed. Where an older straight male, he'd say, hey, she's 16, man. Are you nuts? He'd avoid it like the plague. Where the gay guys I know are willing to roll the old dice on it. That's just my observation. Yeah, that anti-aging. Anti-aging cream. Shit, I'm already I could care less about something like that. I mean, if I look like some damn James Bond or something, I might. I'll tell you one thing though, I believe everybody talks about being natural. Maine, yeah, I'd like to come out to Maine, check that. I've been out there a lot before. I'll tell you, they talk about being natural. Natural's a bunch of bullshit. You know the people that live into their 90s that are living healthy lives? They go to a medical doctor, not an herbalist. This natural stuff, people are living longer now than they ever have, and it's because of medicine. Stuff's for the birds. I'm not saying be a drug addict and try and get pills whenever you can to live longer, but by and large, medical science has improved and it's enhanced lives, and you live a longer, healthier life. Statins, blood pressure medication, insulin. Fuck, all these people would be dead if it wasn't for those medications. Forget natural. I mean, I'd rather have, beef that roamed around and ate grass instead of being injected with steroids and force-fed artificial corn. No, maybe in that way, but and I'll tell you another thing too, I think too, and there's documentation to prove this. Crazy people that are always running, these joggers, they wear their hips and their knees out. All of them are getting hips and joint replacements in their 50s. Now, I don't care about the gay lesbian. I really don't. Especially the lesbian. I like that. Oh, God. I always wonder about why do so many straight guys dream of seeing two cute lesbians? What makes that in so many brains? It's not normal. I can remember over the years mentioning that to girlfriends, and they'd say, oh, yeah, well, people experiment, and I'd think, all right, this girl's open to this shit. And then I'd meet other girls that just think, they'd look at me like I was like the son of Sam. Why would I even think that crazy shit? Yeah, and now we're on these subjects, and we're talking about different things now. What is, that lady's a sweet woman. She's a great parent, too. Through divorce, 4 kids, top-notch flight mother. I listen to her talk to her kids a lot when I'm inside. Good person. Good as it gets. I don't hang around with them or anything. I'm always nice to them. We're on good terms, but she's a first-class lady. Those kids are lucky to have her. You're right, Dolores. I've always been into weightlifting quite a bit. Like, I work out, but not crazy. I was always, I like bodybuilding and all that shit when I was younger. Never work out 4 days a week. And I've stuck to weightlifting pretty much my whole life. But even now, I'm older now, but even when I was young, I look like I'd be stronger than I really am, at least in bench presses. And, a lot of weightlifting guys that are always trying to chase that dragon on how much weight they can do. And when I go in, I do sets of light reps, 100 1/4 to 135, like 6, 7 sets of those. And sure as shit, I see these older guys just tearing up their shoulders or trying to, bench their weight and all this kind of stuff. That's one exercise where I really baby myself. Oh, lobster, man, that would be. Hey, you live in work at a lobster wharf? No kidding. Hey, can you make some videos of that with your phone and upload them? I'd love to see that. That would be you would have such an interesting channel. Make some videos of that area. It'd be interesting. I'd like to come out there and get a couple lobsters. Velodrome. No kidding, huh? Yeah, I am. I'm super careful with my shoulders. You know, it's funny you should say that, because yesterday I was doing bench, and my right shoulder hurt a little. Not a lot. Just a little bit. And I thought, God damn, wonder why that's hurt. I wonder if it's arthritis or something. Then I realized it was from driving around holding the phone instead of putting it on a thing on the windshield. No, I work out for about 2 hours, 4 days a week. What I have done, though, this year that I never did before was I do a lot more cardio. I hate doing it. I do a half hour every day. Man, has that really dropped the weight? Tuna fishing, no kidding. Really? I thought on that tuna you had to catch those on lines now, line fishing, because they're always bragging when they sell it, line fishing. Yeah, that would be great. Do you ever get to go out and like hunt for tuna with them? You ever watch that one episode of that real prick? He's in Maine. That was on American Greed. They called him the Cod King or something like that. Did you ever see that episode? Check that out. It's he seems like a real prick. Oh, that's too bad. You could have some good content. Daisy doesn't care. I don't know who that guy is. Oh, it must be somebody they know feeding their cat. Yeah, it probably would, Blackie. Get a GoPro. Just get a GoPro. That'd be some good video. That'd be interesting. People like that stuff. Maine's a beautiful state. What are they getting for lobster wholesale out there now? What are they paying for it? Oh, no kidding, man. I'll tell you one thing, man. Like, I eat meat and I eat fish, but I'm also an animal and bird lover. And when I was living down in Florida, a neighbor of mine had a boat. We went out and caught some of those dolphin the fish. And I'll tell you, when you pull those things in, they're flopping around the bottom of the boat. They turn the most beautiful rainbow color ever. And I'm looking at these things, and they're like basically suffocating. It just turned me off. I never had dolphin again, the fish. And I also don't eat veal because of the way they raise them. And I also don't eat bacon. I see them driving down the highway at 0 degrees. They're full of pigs. No heat, open sides. Forget that shit. I don't eat bacon. Yeah, I figured it was $3.50 a pound. My God. I bet you're sick of lobster, aren't you? Yeah, I believe it. Same with king crab. Can't even get good king crab anymore. I think that Deadliest Catch, those guys have huge balls. Yeah, I know you don't. Hardly any place has king crab. In Kodiak, Alaska, they have to buy it off the Russians for their crab festival. They've fished all those areas out around there. Same with cherries, Traverse City, Michigan. Those cherries at the Cherry Fest are imported from Washington. Part of the reason, though, is because of the date of the Cherry Festival. It's early and the cherries really aren't ready, but they still are imported from Seattle. Oh, that'd be cool. I'd like to see that. Rock crab, huh? I like stone crab, lobster tails, all that. We have good whitefish up here. They charge you up the yin yang for it. Whitefish should be cheap, but it isn't because they have soft lips, so you can't catch them on a line. Basically, the Indians net them all, and then it gets sold out through purveyors and wholesaled. But whitefish is good. Caitlin, now where are you at? You in Mississippi or something? Louisiana? Oh, West Virginia, huge catfish, huh? I like catfish. I'd rather have catfish than tilapia. Yeah, you're right about that. They do resemble people. I don't know where you can get frog legs anymore either. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's weird how people just like some things you like, some you don't. Haddock is awesome. Yeah, you're right. Halibut's good too. You got to see the size of those halibut they catch up in Alaska. Huge. You know, I can remember when halibut was considered a cheap fish and when pink salmon was used for cat food. Not anymore. You can see the cost of food creeping up. Yeah, it's so expensive to like eat. Crazy. You know, red meat too. Just nuts. I just bought a book back in the winter, Crafted Meats. Talked about meats of the world, the different cuts of steak and grades, and off as grass-fed, how hormones affect the taste. You know, the number one thing that changes the taste of meat, whether or not it's stressed out before it's slaughtered. That's huge. Evidently, there are hormones that are released during stress that just kill the taste of the meat. So basically, I guess you got to sneak up to them. I got mixed feelings on that too, but not enough to the point where I quit eating meat. Yeah, there's a big difference. You're right. Warm water fish. You're right. Yeah, I'm the same way, Caitlin. You got to give Asia credit. At least they're consistent. They don't discriminate. They don't, arrest you for eating one thing and sell the other at a butcher shop. Everything's on the table there. No, I don't blame you, Becky. I wouldn't go to the Caribbean right now. You see all those people like in Dominican Republic and stuff, or Americans are dying over there, going on vacation? Forget that shit. I wouldn't go to Mexico now. No way. Probably stand just as good a chance of getting killed in Miami, but yeah, there's a couple of those Maine coon cats, feral cats around here. Oh, no kidding, huh? Black Eagle, how'd you find the channel? Just scrolling around? She's doing fine. Oh yeah, I believe it. Now, when you got that job out there, were you just up front about your past, or you didn't bring it up, or what? Yeah, they seem kind of aggressive. They're always getting in fights around here, the outside cats. Yeah, that's how that deadliest catch. They seem like they're old alcoholics and drug addicts. Yeah, roughnecks. Yep. Oh, thanks, Caitlin. Caitlin, you've been coming around for quite a while now. Any of you guys ever have any suggestions of some video you'd like to see? Let me know. I like doing it. Anything up here where I live or wherever I go. Yeah, I believe that. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. Roller skating? Yeah, I don't think you would. I wouldn't last long. I'd probably become a quadriplegic. Yeah, I've been to West Virginia. Yep, sure have. Yep. Yeah, I should. Well, I was hoping to get one from Tassie someday, but not to say that's impossible. But she's back on the wagon again. If there are some people that leave comments that are doing great, but I've never been able to interview them. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? Oh, Daisy hates flies. Yeah, that's good. Did you go to college out there, Caitlin? Well, I got about 1% of my battery, so this is going to be dying out. So what I will do is I'll go in and log on my desktop. Anybody that wants to come on, fine. And if you don't, have a good day. I'll leave it on, too. Catherine does a good job of policing it. So this should be cutting out any second. Oh, okay, good. No, I never have Black Eagle. Usually they're estranged from their family. Almost every single time, at least the heroin addicts. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Auto fill in. So when this dies out, I'll log on to my laptop. Should be coming up any second.